Hello everyone, I am Tacet and welcome to the Gems of War Invasion Week 5, Day 3. So of course we're still stuck using the very annoying, useless war gears. But yeah, we'll still be using this with the Hope's Crescent. Don't have much of a need to change it yet. We are still within one-shot range. We could hit up to 105 with this. Though very soon we will be reaching the point where it'll still be able to do the triple damage, but we won't be able to one-shot with it anymore, which is going to make it quite a bit harder, because then we'll need any form of follow-up damage. And with that being said, that might finally be the time to replace out Titan Guardian with a Ranger. Of course, that would be even more of a time when we'd actually need the barrier itself. But these things remove it way too easily. All they have to do is take a single extra turn and it's already removed. So I am leaning towards replacing this with a Ranger really soon. Pretty much the instance where we finally hit the point where this no longer one-shots is when I'll probably switch that out. And then we'll finally cover every color. So that'll at least help up some, but we will no longer have his mana generation, nor will we have his triple barrier that he does. Though, for the most part, we'd only really use it on two. Himself, which is useless, and on this thing. So I guess it won't really be that big a deal, for the most part, replacing him out. But we will probably have to do that later this stream. Anyways, we still can go do this, so let's go do it then. Same thing as always, go rush up the one-shot weapon, keep hitting them down one by one, and hope all goes good from there. So, right off the bat, what do we have? A lot of colors. We'll go take some blues for now. Go take, I guess, let's get him to full mana at this point. We have the capability on the board, so we can just move things around. We'll take the blue again. Grab a brown the following turn. Actually, before we do it, let's grab that into that. And that will give us the poke that we need to go, I believe, kill that out. We'll try for a red there. Actually got it as well, but it gives him a free turn green. And he does get the poke on that. Almost kills it out already, wow. Is that enough damage? No, it is not. We do 81. One skull would be enough damage, though, so let's see if we could bait him out into his skull or something. So we'll get that all the way up. One shot, whatever starts getting full mana over there. Need to bait him into his skull. I guess we kill out that, as it's going to probably be the most annoying one. Actually, this one probably will be. So let's go kill that first. Try getting this back up to full and go from there. Still need a skull for him. Well, we need to go take this thing to full mana. We don't have any way to go do that, so we'll just take, I guess, the useless yellow. Eventually that'll be used to get rid of his barriers, but we can't at the moment since we don't have a Ranger on our team. Also, hello everyone. Hello Danny. Hello Bunny Killer. Hello Tim. Hello Danny. Hello Matt. Hello Sai. Hello Sandy. Hello Painting. Hello Demon Angel. And hello Rasa. Welcome everyone. Okay. So right off to here, we'll go take the yellows. A bunch of yellow actually. Get a little bit of green off it. There's a skull we've been needing, and this won't interfere with it, so we'll go for that. Take the skull, and yeah, that'll be that. So that will take him out with exact amount of damage. We'll then go and try filling this thing up. I don't believe we have the mana drop for that, though. So alternative, I guess, is take brown and take it the following turn. Oh, we do get a skull there, too. Very nice. That's not the kill yet, either, because he didn't go for the other one. So we can just move that over, do this to get rid of his barrier, and then he's still in one-shot range of that weapon. So next turn, we'll use this on something like green, and that'll be dead. So we'll do that, get rid of barrier, do this on green, hopefully don't miss. Well, we somewhat didn't miss. We'll go for that, and that's the one-shot we need. And down it goes, ever so barely. If it had even 2 higher HP, that would not have killed. But there we go. Didn't get any Val Raven, unfortunately, though. Let's see, what's their HP still looking like? Still good, still good. Even if they get the H buff, some of them still won't be able to reach high enough. Like that one won't reach high enough. Actually, all of them wouldn't, right? 8 into that. What's that? Yeah. As long as their HP is 97 or lower, which is probably the last battle, them getting an 8 HP buff will still leave them into one-shot range, even if they get it. Anyways, on to the next one. So hello, Sean and Marcelo. Welcome. Why not Druid? I don't know. I don't really care for Druid on this. For one, it doesn't cover yellow, like a Ranger would. And what specific purpose would we need it for other than its +1 mana to blue, I believe it is. That's the only real thing that it would help us with, for the most part. I was definitely considering Fenrir, but this thing isn't a beast. If it was, I'd be throwing Fenrir probably over Hero. Wouldn't even bother with Hero, just probably run some kind of weird Fenrir team and keep buffing this thing up and then never die. Because there's no instant kill in this game mode. Of course in raids there is, but in this mode, as long as you just keep buffing up your invasion troop, you pretty much auto-win, assuming you have it traded. Even if you didn't have it traded, probably still come close to auto-winning that way. Okay, we'll go and I guess we'll just take a skull. Either way we get hit by a skull, so we can't really avoid it here. I need him to take mana before I know what the best thing to hit on his team is. So we're going to have to kind of wait on that. I can go re-barrier him, and I think I am, just so we don't die to that tower. Wouldn't be that big a deal, but I do want to try avoiding if we can. So we'll go for blue. That was supposed to extra turn. There was 16 or so on the board. Yeah, we weren't even... Okay. What just happened? But at least we got a giant spider there, so we got that going for us. It's going to be very helpful since we can get our mana loop off it. And that's kind of the whole premise of why we're even using the Orb Weaver. That and we get 10% stats. But, yeah, that was a pretty big turn on his part. We have no easy way to get rid of that barrier. So we're just going to go and kill one of them out. The one that uses more color, so we'll do that one. Even though he didn't really have any mana at the moment. I don't have any way to go drop this. We don't have a brown there to go knock it down. So we'll probably just take both of these. Just get a little bit of mana everywhere. He'll get a free green. Gets rid of our barriers if we had any. And just take brown over, get that to full. And can we finally get a loop off that? Yes, we can. We can go do this onto brown, then do it back onto... We'll find out what we could use it on. Yellow to green. And should be good. Actually, we already have our weapon, so I don't actually have to do that right now. But I believe I will just because I don't need the color on the board. So we'll go get all that off the board. It almost kills it just off the skull. One more will do it. And I still need a poke on him. I have no way of actually doing that. And he's about to gain full mana, but I think we could just kill it off of a skull that he's probably going to set up for us. Don't think we can move anything into an extra turn, so I'm not going to try that. Of course, we could giant spider into an extra turn, but I don't need that right now. We could even try going for this, so that'd be a little bit random. I think we just go kill out the last tower there. And then we just have to deal with these two. So he'll do that. Oh, I was not expecting him to extra turn that. Luckily, it didn't do too much. But we could either go for the skull here to get rid of his barrier, which is what I'm leaning towards. Or we can go down the other route of trying on the green. But I think we'll take that down. Got the skull we needed. That's actually really good. And now we can convert something out again. Try setting this up into an extra turn and go from there. So I'm actually going to do this on a little bit of a weird one. I'm going to do it on blue. Okay, I was expecting that to actually give a skull. It did not. Even if it did, that would be still just ever so short of damage. So, yeah, I think we might still go down that route. Double skull him. It's tempting. It's very tempting. We just need to... Oh, there we go. There's the free extra turn skull I was looking for. Finally. So we finally get that. Do we even have the loop to go here? Yes, we can. So let's try getting another free skull just so we automatically kill it out without having to waste our turn. I believe if we do it on purple now, that will get it. Though that will end our mana generation since we just got rid of the other color we needed. But we could do that, kill it, dead. And there we go. Not exactly the way I wanted to do it, but still gives the exact same results nonetheless. 97, 97, 92, and 97. All those are still in range of being one-shot, so we'll keep going. The Sir, the Totem, the Ranger, the Spirit. Yeah, that's pretty much what I was going to be using. Yeah, that's exactly what I was going to be using if we were to replace this out with Ranger. We will be. I'm waiting until we don't one-shot anymore and we need the Ranger to pick off kills. We haven't reached that point yet. And for now, I just prefer keeping the Totem. So I'll take the skull there. The only problem with this team is we can't rush this thing's mana to get the thing a bit quicker. Because ideally here, we'd want to go brown so we can go barrier him so he doesn't die. But brown just goes right into him before we have full mana. So we'll go for that. If nothing else, I guess we get a little bit of a poke out of his ability. Also, hello Jamie, hello Max, and hello Mark Punk and Lexia. Welcome. Let's see. Is there any real value benefit upgrading your Sentinels for Guild Wars? No. For most brackets, it doesn't matter. The only brackets that it really matters to upgrade your Sentinels for Guild Wars are brackets 1, 2, and 3. And that's pretty much it. If you're in any bracket lower than 1, 2, or 3, you probably don't even need to touch your Guild Wars Sentinels because the cost of how much they are isn't worth the benefit. And even when you're in the higher ones, you don't really upgrade it that far. Really, upgrading it to level 3 is about as far as you really need to do unless you're in bracket 1. But yeah, in most situations, you shouldn't ever touch them because they're just a waste of resources to most players. So I'll go for the skull there. I'm actually going to use his ability to kill that out. Then we'll go into some kind of green to get another free kill. I'm not sure exactly what on what, but we'll probably just work right down the line. That or kill out the Bastion Tower since he has the higher mana right now. So what do we have for convert? Purple, I guess, is fine because we don't currently have a giant spider, nor will we most likely during this battle. So we'll go do that on purple. Get all that out of here. Try getting this weapon right back up. We get it for free, actually, so that's pretty nice. And let me just go grab a little bit more mana. And then we can just go one-shot one of these. And since this one uses different colors, I'll probably want to target it on him, so we'll do just that. Get that out of here, and then we just have to deal with the other two. And if we just deny his colors, he can't even do anything. And those would be blue and red, so whenever we see one of those, we just have to keep taking them. And that alone will make it match, since he can't really do anything against us if he doesn't have any mana. I guess he could poke us with skulls. That actually did hurt a little bit. Those values are starting to get a little high. I guess we'll go give him a barrier just so he doesn't die to a random skull, which we just gave him. Luckily he has armored, so he ever so barely lives. We can go give him his barrier here. I'm going to do it on a weird color just so we have a slightly extra better chance of extra turning it, which was on red. We didn't get it, but we did get the mana we needed. So we'll go one-shot him since he has the higher mana, and he's blocking out the other one anyways. So we'll just go do that, and now we just have to do that one more time, and that'll be a match. Do we go for the skull poke here? I guess that's fine. We'll go for it. Main thing we need, though, is this axe up again, and that will end it. Otherwise, we could... Never mind. I was going to say throw his ability into... throw his ability into any poke would have also done it. But now it appears we have to go and get this thing to full mana since we don't have another option now. We're going to move this over, try getting some kind of cascade. We actually did get it on the red. And now all we need now is either a red or green of any kind. So we'll try taking this purple into a red cascade. Didn't get it, but that does give us the mana generation we need to go get the last of our mana right in time, too. Ooh, but we don't have alignment for an extra turn. Oh, yes, we do. What am I saying? We have it on green. I mean, red to green. Oh, no! Spirit Fox, what are you doing? Get out the way. Forgot about that. Whoops. Spirit Fox is kind of in the way right now. Whoops. That's, mistakes were made. Not that big a deal, but that's kind of funny. He took the 4 mana I needed to win the battle. Okay, we'll take a green search here, and that'll be match. Still an easy win, even with that mistake, but still, that's kind of funny. Alright, anyways. What's their HP looking like? 94, 100. Ooh, okay, they're starting to get dangerously high. Okay, let's just go put the Ranger in already. Barely even using this thing. So, let's see. How much damage do you have? 38, 33. Okay, yeah, doing you is definitely better. You have armor piercing as well. Get a little bit extra damage. You're mainly just for cleanup, though. Okay, so we'll go with this. We'll finally switch over to this now. This also gives us 2 more HP to our front line, which doesn't make that big a difference, but that could make the difference between him dying and not dying to his skull. So if that does, that actually helps us out a lot. Especially since he's getting the true damage one. He would have done 57 damage, and with that 2 extra HP, that might be enough on some battles to make sure he doesn't one-shot us off his 75% chance, so that will be somewhat helpful as well. And, yeah, that should be fine. Just keep that in the back since they can't actually target it. Just keep summoning Spirit Fox if worse comes to worse. Keep getting Ranger pickoffs. I could keep the banner exactly as is, I believe. I don't think I really need to switch it. Ranger, we're not really going to be deliberately getting up. We mainly just have Ranger there as cleanup. We're not really going to be going out of our way for it. Ideally, what will happen is we actually full its mana with the Spirit Dancer, so we don't even need to ever take its mana. And we don't need to knock out Val Ravens either, since Val Ravens do not appear on 4-tower battles, so we don't even need to worry about that either. Oh, that just... Whoa! That armor piercing hit with 2 Doom Skulls. Ouch. Okay. Well, that's a problem. Let's go kill that immediately, as he's obviously the biggest threat. This tower actually always is the biggest threat, by the way. There's never any tower that's going to be more annoying than this thing. 75% chance to do true damage. Plus it has the true damage single target. And it places Hunter's Mark. So even if you had like the most highest durability ever, it's still going to kill you if it gets a Hunter's Mark on you and then something takes a skull. But yeah, out of all the towers, it is by far the absolute strongest. Next strongest would probably have to be the brown-blue one, just because it's really anti-skull, and most teams that you would be using are probably going to be using skulls to some degree. As I'm using a team that almost doesn't use skulls at all. But generally, you would be using skulls very heavily if you were using more of a Mang team of some sorts. Okay, let's go and take that skull. Well, as I say that, let's take every skull on the board. Double yellow. We actually do use yellows now, but it's not really that important. But we're getting blue out of it too, so I guess we'll go for it. Oh, and we get the last purple we need for the thing as well to go get our ability off. Definitely want to make sure that survives. That is pretty important. Do keep in mind that the Spirit Fox is going to go in front of it, so need to make sure I will still get enough mana here. And apparently I will not. If I do it on yellow right now, that will not be enough mana to get us what we need. I think I'm still going to do it, though. Just so we get another summon. If nothing else, it's a frontline tank that we can use for a little while. But obviously, that's not enough mana. He's hitting the one that he actually should be. That's bad. We'll go take a... Oh, there's another problem now. We don't use brown after he dies. Well, that could be a bit of an issue from time to time. But let's go and, I guess, get another Spirit Fox. Try it off a Skull, actually. Not even going to bother with the red. Didn't get it either. We also can't use this thing's mana drain, which is a little annoying, but we'll get the free turn right there. Take the other thing. Need this thing to get to full so we can go for one of the kills. And we can go kill him very easily if we want to. Too bad it doesn't do a little bit of true damage. That would actually help a lot more. But we'll go and... what order should we do this in? Well, this green we have to take, obviously. I guess we go in order of Spirit Fox away his barrier. Wait, is there any order that we could do to kill it out properly? Yes, I can actually just go down the Spirit Fox route. Spirit Fox route. So we'll go and Ranger the first slot. Then we use this weapon on that. And then we hope that thing survives, and then we kill it out that way. So we take that, get a kill, do this, get a kill, and then we just have to kill the last one by getting this thing to full mana. Actually, probably should have waited a little bit, but luckily we got full mana off the Cascade thingy. So we'll just go for that, and there we go. That's the final hit. And down it goes. Sweet. Okay. We can make this work. Actually, I almost feel like moving our hero down even lower, but then Ranger's blocking it. That's the only big problem with that, because we really don't need him doing skulls. We need him to be in as safe a location as possible so he doesn't die. Ideally, we're banking on this summon and her summon to keep making tanks in front of it. Ideally, the giant spider one, but we'll see what happens. Anyways, that seems to be working out okay, so we'll keep running with it. Yeah, I was running with the totem for barrier pretty much this entire time, but we'll try some with Ranger. Because we are starting to slowly reach the HP value where we do have to use a Ranger to clear them out. If any of them do even 1 HP buff, we need a Ranger to clean it. That or some kind of other poke. It's just easier doing it with Ranger in case they start going out of hand and do multiple. Because I believe one of them does explosions. Yeah, explode a row. This was the other annoying one. Bastion Tower and Crossbow Tower are by far the two most annoying. Bastion Tower because it gains, it has 75% reduction. It's really anti-skull. It hits really high on skulls. Plus it's, I believe, the best mana generator out of any of them. And the other really annoying one is this one because it one-shots you with true damage. The other one that is ever so slightly annoying as well is the red-purple one, but I would consider these two definitely to be stronger than it, or the two strongest, the brown-blue and the green-yellow. Okay, speaking of that, let's actually go kill one of them out. Probably this one, since it's definitely more of a threat. Oh, I want that mana, though. That's a lot of good mana. I'm actually going to go for that instead, and now we'll go for the kill, just so we get those abilities up. So we'll go and kill the most annoying one out, one-shot it, take our yellow, which we do need for Ranger now. I guess we'll take a green to a green. Could take yellow, surge it into full mana. Not really that important, though. Actually, you know what? Let's double purple into getting this thing to full mana, just so we can get a nice convert onto the board. And we need one more mana, that awkward moment when you're only 1 mana short on an important ability that you actually need. I guess we'll waste our turn for it, because we definitely need that to just try getting our weapon up in 1 turn, which we'll do on the yellow here. So we'll do all that. We can go kill him out before he does anything. We could also just double skull him, or skull into his ability. I believe it's a little bit short, but we could throw a Ranger in on it as well, and that should be enough. So we'll take that. Go do his ability. Oh, you know what? I don't even need to. I can just take the skull. Perfect. So I didn't even need to waste the ability. We'll take the skull again, but that does almost nothing to him because of his armor. He's 75% reduction. We have mana on everything. I'm so tempted to take that skull again. Oh, no! Oops. That misclick. Okay, let's kill it out. I meant to take that to the left and then take that extra turn skull, and then it would still have been our turn. But, rip. Misclick. Okay, I think that should be fine, though. All we have to do here is do this on anything that gets us to full mana. I believe brown does it? No. Is there anywhere that will actually get us all the way guaranteed to full? No. Brown is the closest. So we'll do that. Take that. And we're 1 mana short again, really. Anyway, we can get 1 mana. I guess plan B is... What's his ability? 52 damage to an enemy, and half that to adjacents. He's probably going to hit that. I might as well just Ranger poke him. So we'll do that. He'll hit us. Okay, he didn't even bother going for that, oddly enough. None of these do true damage, so I'm not going to be able to go and properly kill him right here. So we'll just go and throw this down, since he's most likely to die next turn. We'll then go into and then Ranger kill it, with only 3 HP remaining. Never mind, we'll just take a skull, and down it goes. It was a bit of a weird battle due to the not taking the extra turn there, but oh well. Why not put Spirit Dancer in front of Hero and move Ranger to slot 4? You wouldn't want Ranger in slot 4. You'd want your Summoner as far back as possible, specifically in Invasions. Normally you wouldn't want this in our normal team, but in Invasions, there's nothing that specifically hits last slot. So the safest slot is actually your 4th slot in the case of Invasions. So whatever one you want to live the most is what you put there. Ideally, if there was some other troop of coloration that didn't use yellow or red, that was actually good within this kingdom, we would go, I mean, not yellow or red, I mean green and red. But if there was something good in this kingdom that wasn't green-red, we could just put that into 2nd slot, and then go put our hero over to 3rd, and then have her there. The biggest problem with putting Ranger or something in front of it is we're going to be blocking our green, and we definitely don't want to do that in order to get the quicker weapon. But yeah, we have this in the back because there's no back shots in this game mode, or at least not currently. So the safest thing is always last slot. And since we could just keep mass summoning off of this, we could kind of win regardless. We actually technically have 2 summoners, or 3 summoners in a way. We have this off a 50% chance, which summons a summoner, which creates little spiders. We have this thing that summons the Spirit Foxes off its main ability. And between those, we could actually loop both of them together with the Giant Spider and Spirit Dancer looping the summons that they have. So that's kind of the whole thing that we're banking on if things start going south very quickly. Hasn't really needed to happen yet, though it does. We have had it like partially happen already. But we haven't had it to the point where we lost both of these two. So far, we've always kept both, or at least one of these two, every single battle. Haven't gotten that desperate yet, but we will eventually. Oh, that was a very lucky red extra turn right there. Wow, okay. But we'll go and... what do we need here? What even is the move? I guess we try killing this out immediately so his skulls actually start doing damage. Easiest way to do that is just take that red. I don't have a convert on the greens, so that will actually extra turn for us. So we'll just take that instead. Still gets us to full mana. Kill that out immediately. Next objective is that really annoying true damage tower. Now that we killed out that, we can start hitting 90s on our skulls instead of whatever we would have been before, like under 30, whatever it was, 20 something. So do we have alignment now? Blue, no. Yellow, anything? Not really. So we'll go and wow, we really do not have a move right here. I think I'm just gonna throw this at him and just kill it with a ranger at this point and go from there. There we go. We got a free skull. Grab that. We'll hit him with one more skull, and that will knock him out. I think we could do that off this convert, actually. Just get a skull in this general area. Okay, no, we didn't. But we could go one-shot the more annoying tower, and then just find one skull to win. And that'll be the match. Take that out in one shot. And hopefully we get a Valraven off this fight. Isn't this our last sigil of the day? I believe it is. He didn't give us a kill of any kind. Can't go grab that. I guess we'll go and... we'll take some purples. Oh, good thing we got that brown. He actually would have gotten brown extra turn off of that if that didn't happen. Well, I guess we'll try yellow into skull. Aren't too many other moves we really need, other than just trying to find one little poke of damage on him. Oh, you know what? We could just do his ability. We do 81 with it. I guess let's let him poke us. So we'll do that. He'll poke us, but we have enough damage to kill. And down it goes. And we did not get more sigils, so that's actually the last one already. Oh, wow. I was expecting that to go a little bit longer than that. What did we only find? One Valraven? Wow, that did not go too far at all, but we'll go grab all this. A little bit of gems, not anything too special. Arcanes I don't need. Gold that's a small amount of gold, small amount of souls. Diamonds are helpful. Gems are helpful. Event keys are helpful, but not really anything too exciting today. Hopefully tomorrow we'll have the orb. Later on we'll have the double orb and the major orb at the end. So we'll have those over the next few days. But let's go do all the other things now. So let's go do dungeons. I still haven't done the pet yet. It's a really easy battle though, and it's a pretty irrelevant pet, so didn't really bother doing a video or anything on it. I might for some of the more like desirable kind of pets, like the last few have been. And also for every new pet as well, of course. But the one that's coming out this week, or that is available right now for the next 7 hours or so, if you haven't already gotten it, definitely make sure to do so. But that pet's pretty irrelevant. It's not really going to be doing much. It's just a Silverglade bonus, and Silverglade is... you're never going to really be running 3 or 4 Silverglade unless they add more troops to the kingdom. There isn't enough troops to really ever bother building a team out of just specifically that kingdom. Can you really just live with 15? I guess we'll take that blue and then just throw a Rowan at it. Be good to go. I was like, hello, Captain. Welcome. And hello, Medieval. But I don't know if I'm going to be sticking with the Ranger or with the Totem. I'm pretty sure I am going to be sticking with the Ranger soon. Maybe for the initial of tomorrow, I'll be going back to Totem, but then switching back to Ranger. I I still feel like when we could still one-shot them, it's better to have the totem, but that ranger is pretty helpful for cleaning up, of course. That's kind of the whole role that he ever serves. Though early on in the game, pretty much everyone just runs him to clear out every enemy team, just because he has so much damage that early on. Okay, we'll throw a Sunbird at it. Dead. And then we have the final battle. Get all of our reds. Also, I'm going to start saving these little color things again. There's been no confirmation on it or what they will cost, but the devs were mentioning you'll be able to start upgrading your weapons in some way, shape, or form, probably using the Soulforge, starting next patch. And with that being said, there is a ever so slight possibility that the weapons will cost the color jewels. And if that is, that will be very excessively annoying, because I already spent quite a few of my brown ones. Luckily, I didn't really spend too many of the other ones, but still. Hopefully that will not be the case, but there is a slight possibility that that will be the case. They haven't confirmed it one way or another, but we'll find out. Oh, okay, we'll go and I guess poke him with something. You can get a skull. Up, he just takes it. Take the blue. Take a green. Get a Rowan at it. And down it goes. But yeah, they said they're adding something to Soulforge, and they said that they're going to be expanding weapons to make them not useless by adding like some kind of leveling system to them. Maybe it'll cost souls. Maybe it'll cost jewels. Maybe it'll cost something else. Who knows? But it's coming in through Soulforge, so we know at minimum it's going to be costing souls. But most weapons also cost jewels, which is what I'm concerned with. So, yeah, this could be annoying if they do that. So start saving them again. Start saving them again. I threw like a bunch of browns when I went for the mini mimic thing. So I'm a little low on browns. You could also see I did a little bit for red. I forget what depleted those, but I've been throwing them occasionally on pet food and stuff. Particularly browns because of mini mimic. But, yeah, stop doing that. Because they might be needed for weapons soon. Because so far, every single weapon in the entirety of Soulforge requires jewels in some way, shape, or form. So, them adding a leveling system possibly to weapons of some sorts, and them adding something to Soulforge simultaneously may mean that we're going to have to throw jewels at various weapons that cost similar amounts to this or something like that. So do be aware of that, so start saving them again, as there's a pretty good chance. Literally every weapon available in the Soulforge costs jewels. So yeah, we'll see exactly what happens with that. They're also switching up hero classes quite a bit. Though there is a new way to farm jewels now too, other than just dungeons. Doing pets themselves do have a chance of jewels within baskets, which is kind of cool. But that gives a relatively small amount. Though, ironically, if you were doing pets all day, they give more than how many you would get from dungeons. That's weird. Why do I not have a team set up? Okay. Well, let's go set up a team. We'll just go set up standard skull spam. So we'll go Gorgolfa, get a Doom in there, double Doom, get Glaceon, get Bloodhammer, and we'll just go with Apothecary. Keep it really basic. That's what I've basically been running on every single one of my pet battles. Runs pretty quickly. I believe it clears through all of them in about 5 or 6 minutes if I'm really focused. Probably take a little bit longer on stream. But we've gotten as low as like 5 minutes before. Probably even go quicker with enough luck. So right off the bat, go take that. Well, that's not lucky. We're already doing bad. It gets really bad starts though. Some of the times, can't even get a surge. So we'll throw an Apothecary on something. Do that on, how about blue? Get a, ooh. Okay, that's not enough mana, never mind. Can something get to full mana? There we go. Finally got a kill. Now everything just drops instantly now that we got a kill. And down it goes. And we almost got a map off it. Okay, on to the next one. Oh, also they said they might finally add do something for maps. I believe I mentioned that earlier too. They said that they don't want to overbuff maps. This won't be coming in next patch, but they are looking into doing something to make maps slightly better by basically allowing you to use multiple at once. So we'll see if they finally implement something like that. It's something that's been requested a lot in the past, but they've never bothered implementing it. So we'll go for that extra turn. Go grab the skull over here. Did we go for it yet? No, we actually go and convert everything, and then we go for one of these abilities, and then everything just drops instantly. Oh wait, is that aligned? Yes it is. It's aligned enough. It's not an extra turn, but they'll all just drop to it, so there we go. There's such low durability that they're just gonna all get one shot by Doom Skulls. Not to mention our base value. You looted Wolf Garrick today? Nice, very nice. Not the greatest of mythics, but still nice to have. You never know when they might finally add more better war gears. They did add some. One thing that's actually eventually going to make Wolf Garrick pretty good sometime in the future is Spirit Dancer that was just added today. Unfortunately, there's still not a 4x war gear team that's particularly effective. But if there ever is going to be a 4 times Wolf Garrick team, or not a 4 times Wolf Garrick, but you know, a 4 times War Gear team that uses Wolf Garrick, it is definitely 100% going to be using Spirit Dancer. The current composition of what the team would likely be is Fenrir. Is Wolf Garrick, Fenrir, Spirit. Oh, sorry, wrong order. It would be Wolf Garrick, Spirit Dancer, Fenrir, and one other troop. Unfortunately, that one other troop doesn't currently exist. We don't even know what it will be, but hopefully sometime in the future, that one other troop is what's going to make the team kind of filled together and actually function. It needs to be some kind of other mana generator of some sorts. Does that mean you're going to start buying the packs from dungeons again? No, that does not mean I'm going to start buying the packs from dungeons again. I believe I'm going to be saving that for Bounty Hunter, because all the gems we've been saving is actually cheaper than how much Bounty Hunter costs per month. So I'm just going to start never doing them ever again and just spend it on Bounty Hunter. And if I do end up needing more of those color things, I'm mostly going to be farming them through pets. Because pets do give a decent amount. They give like 50 of those little color things per pet that you find, approximately, on average. So, yeah, we can find about, well, it can vary per day. But on a non-Wednesday day, it takes, we could probably find about 250 of those, and add that on top of what we would normally get by default per day, which is like, what, 50? So it's about 300 of those per day, if we were to actually go out of our way to try to get them. And we wouldn't have to go out of our way that much. Pets don't really take that long. It's just a matter of someone in your guild finding them, which is the harder part. Better you finding them yourself, of course, but that's even harder. Oh, that was a really nice cascade. What even just happened? Oh yeah, on to the next one. Which that would happen on the later battles when we actually need that big of a cascade. Don't think that's skull immediately. I guess we'll go Apothecary into this and hope that it doesn't fail. Go for the skull. Nice extra turn right there, wow. At this point, I might as well just go get Gorgolfa up. Of course, we get both of them simultaneously. What even are these extra turns right now? Every single cast, or every single take off the board has been an extra turn. Even if it didn't look like it was even going to remotely be an extra turn. Also, what happened to every red on the board? We didn't even remove the red, did we? There was no red. We'll go for that, and that's match. Okay, never mind. How did we not get full mana out of anything? We'll go Apothecary that. That gets rid of our blue, but we should be able to recast. And that's match. Dead. And there we go. Okay, on to the last 3. Yeah, the ssaszix, when this pops up, is probably the easiest ones that you ever can fight under pets, or one of the easiest. Goblins are probably the hardest, particularly if you don't have Gobchomper. And the other hardest would probably have to be... what actually would be the other hardest? Can't even think of what that might be off the top of my head. I would have to be playing on my other account to really get a good feel for which ones are actually hard, though. But this one's definitely really weak. I know that for sure, the ssaszix. Especially if you had web, or just even mana drain in general. They don't really have anything skull-oriented. Just throw like a single web on their first slot, and just keep mana draining everything else. I guess Sunbird could technically be a little bit annoying, because it does get a pretty big AoE, and it keeps getting rid of all of its status effects. But it comes in even weaker, which is kind of funny, because everything under the AI control is at base rarity. So it always comes in super ultra weak every single time it summons something. Anyways, let's go and just throw this down. It's probably going to miss, but we'll go for it. It does indeed miss, but that's kind of to be expected. We didn't have any alignment. I was just hoping something would cascade into something we needed. But it won't really matter. All we have to do is cast this. And actually, you know what? Let's do that one. And that should be match. And if it isn't, we just cast it again. And there we go. Yeah, I'm curious at how much they're going to be tweaking Doom Skulls next patch. By the way, next patch, they didn't confirm yet, but probably sometime late next month or early... it's either going to be late June or early July is likely the next patch. Do keep in mind, no date has been confirmed. What do we need here? We'll go for the Gorgolfa. Hello, Zipalman. Welcome. What do we need for Apothecary? I guess we'll get rid of the purple here. Go see what other converts we might have. You're new to this game. Hello, Chew. You just want to know, why is the broken banner the only banner available to use in Arena? This didn't always used to be the case, but it just happens to be now. Why they went down this route, I do not know. Back in the day, you used to be able to switch your banner to absolutely anything you want. I think the reason why they have it at a static banner is just to not confuse newer players as much. That's normally their explanation to a lot of stuff early on in the game, as well as the explanation they always use for why, for whatever reason, the mana values, you see that we have them shown, but it's actually an option that by default is disabled when you start off the game. I have no clue why that is disabled, but their explanation for it's always just to not overly confuse newer players. So I assume that's why they're doing it for Arena. But yeah, it used to be possible, but isn't anymore. You just have to deal with a brown-blue banner during every single Arena battle. It is a little bit strange, but it's actually somewhat helpful, because 2 of the very good early game weapons that you have are both brown and blue. The weapon that you start off with as a newer player, that hero sword thing, is a 4 mana cost blue weapon, which works really well in Arena. The other one is War and Peace, which is the quickest AoE weapon that you can get in the game, and that one uses brown. To get it, you complete out Adana, and then you complete out Kazil, and it's a brown-green weapon that hits all enemies and gives 2 attack to all allies. While that's not necessarily overly good later in the game, it's the best thing you could really get as a newer player to run in Arena, and you could easily get it before level 50 or even level 100 in that general area, and at that time, it's actually the best weapon you can really obtain for that level range, so it's nice to have for Arena purposes. But I believe that might be one of the other reasons, because those tend to be the 2 core early game weapons, and both of them benefit decently from a brown-blue banner. But yeah, there's no way to switch it. Used to in the past, it's just how it is. Not sure if they're ever going to change that. What does the fox say? Ha ha ha. That joke from earlier. I don't know what the fox says. I have no explanation that could possibly answer that. Nor did Salty. We asked Salty, what does the fox say? And she gave a very big non-answer, though so do I. It's a strange answer to have to, question to have to answer. It's a strange answer to have to question. Okay, let's go, and we'll take the green right there. Get Apothecary up. Throw an Apothecary down. Actually, you know what? Let's take the Doom Skull. Might as well. Oh yeah, this is the final battle. I should probably be trying to get a Doom Skull loop on him, as that's going to be the only easy way to kind of kill him out. So let's clear out the board. Hopefully have a better board and instantly win. That is not the board we need to instantly win off of. I guess we'll go get rid of yellow. That's kind of one of the colors we need, but not as much as we need red and blue. So we'll do that, and this match. It's over. It be over. Or not. Never mind. We don't have the other guy to full mana yet, so we'll go get rid of all these purples to get him there. And now it's over, so we'll go grab that. Get a free turn. Should have the red alignment we need. Or not. That's close enough. It's enough to kill it. Oops, come on, go. And dead. And way overkill. Wasn't actually our turn, though. We would have lost our turn if he was still alive, but there we go. How many tiny coins do we get? 3 of course! On the most useless one, I end up getting a bunch of copies. But this was what I was talking about before with these jewels. Like, every pet battle you do, you get, I believe, 20... one of the possible drops is 20 to 30 jewels. And you can start using these for maybe weapon upgrades or something starting next patch. Who knows? But, yeah, it gives about 20 to 30 if you end up getting this drop. And it's one of the more common drops, if I'm not mistaken. This is the worst drop you can get. Then it goes to white pet food. Then the color pet food corresponding to the pet. And then the best drop, of course, is actually getting the pet itself from the baskets. But those are the 4 things that the baskets can drop. 20 to 30 of its color-related jewel. A white pet food. A pet food corresponding to its color. Or the best drop, of course, of the pet itself. Which, once you have maxed out, basically just corresponds to a pet food of the color instead. And we get a bunch of gold, but that's not actually in the baskets. Only those 4 drops are specifically what's in the baskets. And that's the other way that you kind of accumulate jewels over time, if there is something else that they add to the game that requires them, like new weapons of some sorts. Anyways, how many tiny coins does that bring us to? Do we have enough to upgrade it? Not like I would, but I still want to go and ascend it if we can. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Tiny corn. Where are you? I know we have you. We literally just got copies of you. There you are. And no, we do. So we'll go grab that. Oh, I didn't even bother doing it the previous time. We already had enough before we even got those copies to go and upgrade it. I guess I forgot to earlier. But there we go. Very nice. Yeah, still a lot of the pets that we really need. We still don't have more copies of, unfortunately. Like all the pure color ones. These are the ones I probably want the most, are all the pure color ones. All, where are they? Gem Mastery, Color Team Bonuses. These 6 are probably the ones I want the absolute most, yet almost all of them are at base rarity, other than Krabby, so I've been doing pretty bad luck on that. Actually, technically this one's at the same rarity as Krabby as well. I just haven't bothered, because he doesn't gain any additional benefit until I believe he reaches Legendary. Because if I do go and level him right now, he does nothing. He'll have the same bonus he has now, even though it technically will go from 2.25 to 2.5. But the problem with that is his normal benefit would only be 1 magic. So we need to go all the way to either 2.25 or 2.275 or 3 times. I forget which. Some people were saying at 2.75 or 75 it still gave it, which would be at legendary rarity. But yeah, we'll do that at some point. Just need to find more copies of him. Also, hello Mystic, hello Sismon, welcome. Have you the time for a long question? Sure, possibly. What is your question? We still have like 20 minutes left in the stream, so we should have enough time for a long question. So late June or early July, they fixed the annoying 4x5 times matches glitch. I sure hope so. That'd be awkward if it still stayed in the game for longer than next patch. But yeah, it would require a client update for them to fix the weird thing. So yeah, whenever the next major update is the soonest they would be able to fix that. But yeah, I really hope they get around to that. It is a very annoying glitch. Probably one of the most annoying they've ever had. Also, hello, Crazy Skillers, or Crazy Skills, and thank you for that. You got 7 kingdoms at 5 stars. It is taking a lot of time. Yes, it does. But once you finally have them all upgraded, you've pretty much reached late game. And then from there, you can do just about anything, essentially, within the game. Can you help giving low budget, middle budget, good defense team for Guild Wars? You think there's no such thing as those of what you just mentioned. Most teams that require you to defend require legends, at least 1 copy, and you would need 1 for each. I would honestly just put whatever you think is best at that level range. If you're at the point where you need low level and budget teams for that, you probably are at a point where you don't really need to be focusing on Guild Wars as much if you don't have the troops for it. Which is why I generally never go over it for the most part. Really, as long as all 24 of them are unique, that's the most important part. You really don't need to make them too strong. Ideally, of course, you do want to make them a bit stronger, but it's not that important when you are a newer player. It's not really something I would bother focusing on. Even once you have better teams, they still score horribly. Like, you'll see my win rates when I go show them. And even teams that are like some of the best defend teams in the game still go with like a 80% lose rate or something like that. Just because people just tend to always win. That's just the way that the game's kind of set up. It's a lot easier for the player to win than the AI to win in most situations, even in Guild Wars. But yeah, you really don't need that info. Also, it'd take forever, as you mentioned, for me to actually go over. But you could just start focusing on really core troops to kind of put into each one, which would be some of the more better exploders at the moment. So that would be things like Azura, Gorgotha, Amnesia, Ragnagord, Herdmaster, everything like that with 3 damage sources tends to work out pretty well. Also just building into really high damage output to the point that they can't really counter you at all, or even disables like Cockatrice, Captain Skullbeard for good mana generation. You pretty much just have to build your team in the structure of a good frontline troop that either has high skull resistance or high skull damage or something annoying like a Scion, followed by a mana generator, followed by another damage source, followed by either a support troop, another mana generator, or another damage source, and just build all 6 of your teams that way. It's really hard giving specifics, so if you had like a specific color day that you're struggling with, maybe I could help. But giving specifics for all 6 is ridiculously hard, just because if you don't have even 1 troop that I mentioned, you'd probably have to remake not only that entire team, but also 2 or 3 of the other teams. Which is why I generally don't go over that stuff. Because it's on a person-by-person basis, and it would take forever to do it for literally every person. And I generally just go over strategy for it more so than actual teams. But I will probably make another team video for it eventually. I said next week I'll likely be covering like teams that you can do for each guild war and everything like that, just to kind of give ideas to people. But yeah, next week I will be doing that. One for, I don't think I'll be doing it for PvP, or, you know, for the offensive side of it. I don't know, maybe I'll cover one for both, but I'll definitely be doing it for the defend one, because I haven't actually specifically done one for a while, not since the Doom Skull changes and everything. I'd still want to wait a little bit on the invasion side, just because I still don't even know what's actually the best with all the Doom Skulls and everything. I've still been experimenting. The entirety of last week was just experimentation. But as far as defend, we could see enough of them, as well as just kind of have a good enough feeling by now that I think we could go cover defend teams now with the new Doom Skull mechanic. Or, you know, considering that into the factor of what to use. So we'll take the extra turn right there. Go for the Dragon Soul. Also, why am I using all dragons without a dragon class? I should not be doing that. Oh well, it still functions. We'll go into that, get a Dragon Soul down, and go from there. Also, what's this week's event objective? I already forgot what it is off the top of my head. I should probably be doing it because I don't think I've been focusing it at all. We'll go clear that out. And there it goes. Oh no, he lived with 3 HP, but luckily we get more souls because of that. What's the best way to farm glory if there is even a way? PvP over and over and over again. Also, passively through maps isn't too bad if you have the maps to keep throwing at it. But the absolute best way to farm glory in the entire game is actually available right now. Oh, I forgot. It's a +5 glory week. But the highest possible glory rate that you could ever obtain in the game, though you don't really get too many other resources while doing so, is go into casual PvP, keep repicking until you have a ridiculously easy battle, and then run something like this team when there's a +5 glory week, which is what it is currently active. So you would go this, and the Spirit Dancer, or whatever your +5 glory troop is for the week, which is Spirit Dancer. But this team, Sunbird, Rowan, Firebomb, and whatever troop is giving +5 glory for the week. Also, you can do other variants if you want to. This is just my preference of what I love using. It's also relatively cheap. Sunbird's ultra rare. Rowan you get for free from Forest of Thorns. And Firebomb is a common. And the only thing you need fully traded is the Firebomb. And since it's a common, it's really easy to get. You just do it on normal difficulty, and you just keep doing the easiest battle over and over again. And you get +5 extra glory every single time you do this. This is also particularly good if your guild has a higher statue under, oh, I forget what color it is, but one of the statues ends up giving you extra glory in PvP per thing. I believe it's the brown statue. And at level 50 brown statue, you start gaining 1 additional glory per battle that you do. And at level 100, which is its max as far as its bonus, you start gaining 2 extra glory. As you can see, we're also getting the +5 from the thing, which makes up a good bulk of it. We're getting 8 glory every single time. And we can get these battles down pretty quickly. We could do about 2 per minute, approximately, give or take a little bit. So if that was the case, what did that glory come out to? I forget what the rate is for treasure hunt. I recorded it earlier. We need to go double check. I should forget what the rate is for treasure hunt. But we're getting about 16 times 60. How much glory is that? I believe that's more than what we're getting from treasure hunt. I think treasure hunt was more towards about 600 if you rush through it. So we're getting 16 times 60 right now, which comes out to 960 glory approximately per hour. Of course, that could be a bit lower if your guild doesn't have as high of a thing or anything like that. But it's around 700 to about 1,000 then, I would say, glory per hour. Around there. Maybe just ever so slightly higher. But you're going to get those slower battles as well. But it's the quickest rate of doing glory in the game that I am aware of. Though you can only do it on the +5 glory week. Otherwise, I'd probably just stick with map spamming. Would probably be your best bet if it wasn't a +5 glory week. And if you're a newer player, it'd probably be quicker just to do that anyways than it would be to spam casual PvP. But later in the game, you have such high stats compared to everything you'll find on 1 trophy casual battles that you might as well just run it on here. Yeah, this is the quickest rate that I'm aware of that you could ever have within the game. And it's almost 1,000 glory per hour in late game. And if you count your tribute, it actually is over 1,000 glory per hour. And to get even more glory, you could spend all the gold that you're getting from these battles on gold keys. And those gold keys have a small chance of giving you additional glory as well. I probably won't be doing it too much this week, just because I don't really have much of a need to farm glory. I already have way more than enough glory at the moment. But yes, this would basically be what you would do if you were to try to farm it. And ideally, you'd one-shot them. More often than not, it is going to be 2-shot, though. Very rarely will you actually find something weak enough to one-shot. Not to mention your stats might not even be high enough. You need really high HP and armor, as well as magic is helpful to actually be able to kill them out. Oh, also you can go for firebombs whenever you see them as well. It's more gold doing it when you find a firebomb. And sometimes it could even be quicker if he actually wants to stop doing his animations. So we'll go to that. Let him actually cast a few times before we bother doing anything. Make sure to remove every skull the second you see them. Oops, I should have taken those reds. He's not even taking the skulls. Okay, we'll just let him go out. I'm not even going to do anything. We'll just let him keep doing that. And then it goes. We don't even need to cast against him. Actually, Sunbird probably would have been enough damage there. Oh well. And yeah, it's pretty much how you farm glory. You just keep doing that over and over again. And if you get tired of it, you can either go to... your next best bet would just be playing PvP normally, or playing treasure hunts, rushing them as quickly as possible, would be your other 2 best bets. There, we'll throw a Sunbird in there. Need a little bit more for Rowan, never mind, 1-shot. And there we go. Yeah, that's pretty much what glory farming is. It's about 1,000 per hour this late in the game, though it could vary earlier on to about 600 to 700, depending on your thing. This is the thing that let me go to it. Under your guild, There's one other thing that's actually factoring into how much glory you can get per hour, and it is this thing over here. If you go under guild, there's this statue, this brown guardian, and at level 50, it ends up giving you a +1 bonus, and at level 100, it ends up giving you a +2 glory bonus. So as you can see, every PvP battle we do, regardless of which one it is, even if it's 1 trophy casual PvP, it ends up giving us 2 additional glory. Then we're getting additional 5 plus for using the Spirit Dancer this week, and the other one, I believe, is just the default that you get for the battle itself. So that brings it to a total of 8 glory per battle. But of course, that could be lower based on not having these 2. But yeah, the first one's at 50 and the other one's at 100. Most mid-range guilds are there, but if you're in a really small guild, you might not even have the +1 bonus. It might just be none. But you'd still be getting 6 glory instead of 8, which is just make it a fourth slower than what we're doing currently, which would be about 750 then per hour, 750 glory. Let's see. Is there a good team you could do 3 trophy PvP with using the Spirit Dancer? 3 trophies? I was using a weird one earlier, though I don't know if it would be quick enough to keep doing it over and over again. But I was doing this one. I guess you could put it into some kind of Gorgolfa green troop, Spirit Dancer green troop, and do it that way. It's a really cliche team, but it would work really easily. I've been using it with Giant Spider in this loop. Let me actually go get a timer up and see how long it takes to actually win a few battles with this. Let me go bring the thing up. Also, this is for glory. I mean, this is for revenge and rival, so we're actually getting 5 additional glory on top of our other 5 additional glory for this too. But let me go get the timer up. But yeah, the cheapest thing I think you could go for that'd be really efficient for it would be Gorgolfa, and the biggest damage green troop you have, Spirit Dancer, and another decently big green troop. Like, let's say, what's his name? What's its name? Glitterclaw. Glitterclaw, because Glitterclaw you can cast into your other green troop, get all of its mana back, and do it that way. I think I'm going to go try that. Gorgolfa, World Breaker, Spirit Dancer, and Glitterclaw. Seems like it would work out decently. Anyways, let's go and grab the manas we need. Oops, I didn't start timing it. Oops, I brought the timer up to go time it, and then I didn't even start timing it. Okay, we'll wait a few seconds then, just to kind of let it go by since we already technically started some. And now we'll start playing the game. Okay, so move that over. What do we need? What do we need? Bad board so far. Give us the actually good manas. Come on, you didn't even surge. I need something to get to full. There we go. So hopefully this will align into something, like an infinite loop. Perfect. Go grab that. Get a giant spider down. Get a ward breaker down. And I think that's pretty close to match. Get this for some damage. Get a free turn. Ward break everything away. Get our mana right back up. He creates everything that I actually need. Perfect. Go get that there. Get another wild down. Throw it into a ward breaker. Get another wild. Throw it into another ward breaker. Throw it into another wild and kill it out that way. Actually, this might be enough damage. Okay, no, it's not. He has too many imperviouses for that to be enough to kill. And then we just ward breaker back into her again. If we can actually get that. Never mind, that's not enough mana. Can I feed it with purple? Yes, I can. Problem, there's no purple on the board, though. So I guess we'll just kill it with a ward breaker. Since we don't have another option. And then we'll just need her one last time. And I'll clean up. And that took a minute and 15-ish seconds. Oh, wait, he didn't die? What are you doing? How is he still alive? Okay, well, oh, he magic reduced something, didn't he? No, he didn't. How did he not die? There we go, a minute and 30 seconds approximately or so. And then we'll just go into another one. See how long this guy takes. Wait, let me actually go do it with the other variant. Let's not do the loop version. Let's do the, Gorgolfa. Get rid of this annoying Yasmin, even though she tends to be good, but still Glitterclaw. And let's try this. Still covers every color. Still, I guess, keep the same banner. We could go brown-yellow. Could also go into Spirit Dancer if we really wanted to. You know what? Actually, yeah, I think brown-yellow would be the better choice here. Just so we can always have Gorgolfa. As long as we're not up against a, well, actually, he does have mana drain. But as long as we're not up against Scion, like a Scion Ragnagord, we should be fine. Oops, and I didn't start the timer again. Fail. So we'll wait a second or two. And what do we need? Okay. We'll go and just take every brown and yellow we see. Not to mention also denies out hymns. Oh, I forgot to take the purple. Since he's actually using it at the moment as well. So we'll go and grab our manas that we could have taken for a free turn over there. Fail. We'll go take that to full mana. And this will get us going. This will give us the Dancer. We got even extra turn it into a Glitterclaw. Perfect. And now we just keep spamming this until we win. And as long as he doesn't get famine, we should be fine. Do we have alignment? Yes we do. Browns. We'll go get that, throw this down again, get our Fairy Fire up again, Ward Breaker again, and basically we'll just keep repeating that until we win. And another one. And that's annoying, but we'll throw that at you, and then another one. Oh, that's somehow not full mana. We have to have some kind of convert in there, so we'll go grab that. Another Ward Breaker. And that one actually only took 1 minute to win, even with the summon there. And we'll go try it again. I think we actually could get pretty consistent 1 minute 30 then, if we were bothering to keep using this team. So we'll start the timer up again. Let's see how it does against Doom Skulls. It should be fine. Anyways, let's go and take the blue, take the brown, take the purple extra turn. Nothing else to really move here. I guess we'll try for the blue, see if we get a green alignment. Actually, we have a really large green alignment right there. Even though it's one of the manas we kind of need, but not too big a deal. Get everything away. Right into Gorgulfa. I mean, right into Ward Breaker. Hopefully have the alignment we need. If not, we can just go cast for it. There we go. Already got it. That gives us Ward Breaker. Keep repeating until he dies. And that essentially looks like it's going to be under a minute. Well, maybe we could actually consistently get under a minute then. Or not under a minute, but, you know, at about approximately a minute. Out of curiosity, what would that be if we could do at a minute per thing on average? So, that's 11... Oh, no. Where's our seals? I mean, glory. 14? Wait, no, that's not normal. I think that was a revenge or a rival or something. Let's see what this one is. So we need a -2 from whatever we get from this. Oh, wait, never mind. We can just look at that number. So we would normally get 11 glory per battle, because we have to -2 from that and then add 5. So we'd be getting 11 glory per battle, add 1 every minute if we were able to do that rate. So 11 times 60, what does that bring us to? 660? Oh, that's actually quite a bit less. Yeah, so only 660 glory, even with that factored in. Of course, we're getting a lot more gold. We're also getting trophies. We're also getting rating for ranked PvP, though that's pretty irrelevant once you get 1.9k. So yeah, I would still stick with probably, that's about the rate that treasure maps give. So yeah, if you're specifically just looking for glory, I'd probably just stick with doing casual PvP 1 trophies when you're when it's a +5 glory week, which is what it is this week, or sticking with spam treasure hunt, which basically is get a bunch of treasure maps by any means. Tyree would be the easiest way if you're a newer player, and then just rush through them as quickly as possible, not caring at all what you do. Still try taking extra turns and stuff when you see them, but your main goal is to take the as immediately as possible. And one way to speed it up slightly too is to spam click the next move that you're going to be doing. So look on the right side of the board, and on the left, and on the right, and then just keep going from side to side, constantly trying to get your next turn in sight. It's really click intensive, but if you're trying to do it as quickly as possible, in order to get them down, this would pretty much be what you'd be doing. And it's about 600 glory per hour, give or take about 100. And you could do this regardless of what bonuses or anything you have. Even if you're a newer player, as long as you had the map number, you'd be able to do it. And you can farm like 50 plus maps per hour using a basic Tyree team. If you go do it in Broken Spire 1, that one challenge that has the Fortress Gate up front really quick. But as you can see, we got 8 glory for that in that short amount of time. And most maps tend to average somewhere around there, or at least some amount of glory. And you also get some other resources too, like gems and stuff. And as I mentioned earlier, any mode where you get gold, if you're really looking for glory, just spend all your gold on gold keys, and you'll get a small amount of glory by doing that. It's a small chance, but there is a 20 glory drop off of gold keys, which can start stacking it up. And if you count that in there, it's about 700 to 800 glory per hour doing those keys, approximately. What's the point of having a full Firebomb team on PvP? Oh, it's actually better to lose PvP than it is to win it. The reason for this is if you keep losing PvP, you'll keep finding more revenge battles. And while rivals don't really do much else, revenge battles do. Revenge battles end up giving you not only +3 glory, which is a decent amount of glory, but it also ends up doubling basically the amount of gold that you end up getting from the battle, as weird as that may seem. It's kind of left over from an old mechanic, but they still are deliberately leaving it in, at least until they eventually rework into some kind of new PvP system, which will probably happen later this year. But basically, the reason why people set this team, and why you see it so often, people just like deliberately sabotaging their team, is every single time they lose, they now have a chance of getting a revenge battle if they see me in PvP. And this revenge battle gives them +3 glory, and this amount of gold right here is basically doubled when they do a revenge battle. It still shows its exact same value, but if you do a revenge battle and look at the gold you had before and after the battle, you'll notice that's about double whatever this number is. So that's why people do that. I'll go show it if we actually get a revenge right now, to show you what I mean. I'll go repick maybe a few times, that'll just keep clearing out people until we find one. But you'll basically get twice as much gold on top of the 3 glory. And you wouldn't have been able to get that as often. You still get revenge battles even if no one has fought you in a while, just because the game just gives you some. But you find them a lot more often if you deliberately keep losing with your defense team. And 4 times Firebomb just happens to be the weakest possible team in the game right now. So that's why people specifically run that. Also, you'll sometimes find people specifically running whatever the really weak thing is related to the event objective. So for example, if it is kill green troops in PvP, they'll run some kind of weird team that runs all green troops or something like that. Just to make sure that people would invade them more often, as well as just to help other people. They are eventually going to be doing something to address this, but there's no incentive structure to set your team to anything other than whatever the worst possible team is. It's actually beneficial to set it to whatever the worst possible team is. For Guild Wars, you still want to set it as strong as possible, while still keeping uniques. Okay, so here we go. We finally got a revenge. As you can see, we get +3 glory for it. They also tend to be rivals. Rivals just get determined by people who tend to invade you a lot, or you invade them a lot. It's pretty irrelevant. Revenge is the really relevant one, though. So you can see this is 1,454 gold. Let's go see what our current gold value is. Let me just type it into chat so we know. Oops, now that's blocking chat. But let me just go and type that in. 4,254,170. So that's how much gold we currently have, and then we'll see how much gold we get from the battle itself, and you'll see how big of a difference it is. So we'll go to the revenge. I guess we'll just keep it with this, I guess. Doesn't really matter. As long as we can win the battle. You do have to win it, of course. But should be pretty easy to do. We'll go and take the yellow, take the brown. It's not really using anything too special this time around. It's not much to worry about. Only thing that might be annoying is plague spam. He could slow us down quite a bit. He hasn't gotten a single one off yet, though. What do we convert out? I guess we get rid of all the yellow. That'll give all the mana we need. Word Breaker into full mana there. Never mind, he'll get enchanted regardless. What do we get rid of? I really don't want to have to do this on blue, but it does give us all the mana we need. We're going to clear the board anyways. So we'll do that. Hopefully we can get a Glitter Claw here. No Glitter Claw. I guess we just clear the board since we don't have any other option. Yeah, we just clear the board. No other option. Still no Glitter Claw because I keep converting everything I need. You know what? Let's go and try getting this cast out. Can we get it? Yes, we can. Do it on brown. We still don't have a Glitter Claw even after doing that. Okay, I guess we'll just clear the board. Not that big a deal. Half his team is impervious, so it would barely even do anything, even if we could get it off. I guess we'll just get this down again. Now we can finally do it. Never mind. Even that has immune to it. Never mind. Pretty much his entire team has immune to Fairy Fire, other than the one we already killed. His first slot didn't have it. But down it goes. And it was still our turn as well. So as you can see right here, the amount of gold that we got is that number. 3947. 3947. So we'll put that in there. And now the amount of gold that we should have right now, the difference between those should be bigger than 3947. It should be almost double that. It's a weird number that isn't exactly double, but it should be higher than that. So if we go and look at our amount of gold right now, you can see it's 261,973. If we go take the number from before and the number that we just got, you can see that that is not 3,947. Actually, if we go and subtract it, that is, let me see. Wait, hold up. 4,261,973 minus 4,254,170. That brings us to a 7,803 gold gain for that battle. And if we subtract the number that we should have gotten, the amount of increase that we actually got for doing a revenge battle specifically was 3,856 additional gold. So you're just barely under double. And that's why everyone sets their defend team to as weakest as possible. Because revenge is not only 3 extra glory, but also almost double gold. But yes, we gained 3,856 more gold than we should have. Or not that we should have, that's just what revenges do, for whatever reason. But yeah, that's why everyone sets their defend team so badly. If you're ever wondering why almost every team in PvP is so horrifically bad, that is why. But yeah, we almost got double the amount of gold. New Mythic isn't even in chest though. No, New Mythic is until this Friday. It's coming out this Friday. In 2 days and 5 hours should be the New Mythic. And you'll be able to find it in Glory Gem Guild and VIP chests. I'll mostly be throwing down gems. Ideally, we'll get it in before 621 gems. though to get it exactly on the drop rate, it would take about 1,000 gem keys. So hopefully we'll get lucky. Worst comes to worst, I might work into glory key some. Absolute worst comes to worst, I might throw down 50 VIP keys. Preferably I won't have to do that, but if it comes to that, we will. But yeah, ideally we'll get it off of that, is the plan for this Friday. Let's see. How many event keys do you have right now? Oh, whoops, I kind of just already indirectly showed it, but 518. I'll be throwing that for the new Viper that's coming out next Monday. It doesn't seem to be that good, but of course for completionist purposes, I do want to get it and show it and use it. But no, the new legend that's actually coming out next week, that new Viper thing for Nagas, yeah, I don't know, it seems kind of underwhelming. I don't know if they're going to be rebalancing at all or anything, but I don't know, it doesn't look too special to me from what I can currently see. But we'll see what it is next Monday, and regardless, we're still going to be getting it, of course. Let's see. What was your question? Let me go look up for a second. You can't use event keys for the new mythic. I mean, for the new, yeah, you can't use event keys for the new mythic. There's a 0% chance of getting the mythic with an event key. The event key drop table this Friday would still be the exact same that the event key drop table is right now, which is Magrim Woods. The only thing that would be in the event key drop table, we went over it earlier on Monday, but it's where to go? It's all this stuff, all the ultra rares and higher. So the event key drop table this entire week is only Barbarius, Druid, Fenrir, Forest Guardian, Cabarrus, Scarlet, Spirit Fox, Spirit Dancer, Warg, Wayfinder, and the Mythic of Wolf Garrick. The new Mythic will not be in the drop table. Only Wolf Garrick would be for specifically the event key drop table. And this Mythic is commonly considered pretty bad, mainly because of its lack of synergy with other war gears. Mainly because there are no other good war gears, for the most part. Eventually, like I mentioned earlier, he's going to be used with some kind of Wolf Garrick, Spirit Dancer, Fenrir team. But it still needs one other really good war gear before that can function. There's currently not a fourth war gear that would really put that team together. At the moment, it would basically just be running Totem, which isn't the greatest at all. But yeah, there's currently no really good fourth troop for it. But it might be good in the future. How does allies' damage ratio output calculated? It depends on the troop. Every single boost ratio functions slightly differently. If you give me an example of a troop, I can tell you how it functions. But it's different per troop. It's generally based on whatever their magic-related ability is, though that's not always the case. You have to look at the wording of the ability. Some of them can be a little bit confusing. You're only looking for a Dragon Soul and or Fair Shra. Would you spend your gems on gem chests or VIP chests? If you're specifically only looking for those two things, you'd want to throw it on 50 bulks of VIP chest. If you cannot get 50 bulks of VIP chest, you'd probably just want to do gem chests. Also, keep in mind, trying to get them off a random VIP chest or a random gem chest is very unlikely. And your best bet to try to get them is just to wait out the Soulforge and get 4,000 or 4,800 diamonds. Fair Shra would cost 4,000 diamonds, and Dragon Soul would cost 800 diamonds. Currently, neither of them are in the Soulforge, but waiting them out for about a month or two would be the easiest way to obtain either of those two troops. Fair Shra would be a lot more common because there's a lot less mythics in the game than there are legends. But yeah, Soulforge is the easiest way to get them. So just make sure you always have like 4,800 diamonds on reserve, or start to try to obtain more of them. Doing your daily dungeons is basically the only way to really obtain them, though. There are a few other ways, like gnomes and stuff, but a good majority of them that you'll be getting are just from dungeons. But yeah, just be kind of focusing on that and just save them for those two then. Because that's the easiest way to get them, is just to wait out the Soulforge. Let's see. Which bracket are you? We're in bracket 2 Guild Wars. We did drop down to bracket 3 for the first time ever the previous week. But yeah, we're in bracket 2 Guild Wars, and we tend to stay around there. We have been in bracket 1 for a while in the past, though these days we tend to just float around bracket 2. Let's see. You don't see you running Yasmin lately? I just ran a team with her twice. Or a few times. We were just running her into a green loop team using Spirit Dancer. I personally don't really care for her too much, though. It's only a 10 gem spawn. If I'm going to bother running something like that, I'd much prefer doing an Elma Grim spam with an Infernus than I would using Yasmin. The only time you really see me using Yasmin is some days on Guild Wars, particularly Green Guild War Day. But other than that, I don't really run Yasmin for much. Oh, I still have the timer up, don't I? Fail. I have that timer up from when I was, like, testing the things, and now it's still just sitting there. Fail. Oops, I didn't mean to save it. Close. There we go. Anyways. But yeah, does anyone else have any other questions or anything that I may have missed from everyone else mentioning stuff? But yeah, just leave it again, and I'll definitely make sure to cover it. Otherwise, I'll probably be heading off for the night. Tomorrow we'll, actually probably nothing special for tomorrow. I'll see if I'll get a video of any kind out. Yeah, tomorrow nothing new happening. Friday will be the new mythic, so we'll be doing a video in the morning for that, going over key opening as well as actually using him for some teams, seeing what we can do with it. Then Friday and Saturday streams from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We're just going to be using the new mythic mostly, as well as whatever else we might be doing. But mainly just using the new mythic, seeing what we can do with it, seeing how overpowered it is, seeing if they nerf it beforehand and make it completely useless. We'll have to see. But we'll be using it mainly for those following 2 days. And other than that, we have a new mythic coming. I mean, a new legend coming in next Monday. So that'll be the Viper. No, Tacet is not blocking. Oh wait, what am I? People are talking. What, does everyone think I'm blocking them? No, I haven't really talked in global chat for a while. I probably should. Let's see. Hello, everyone. No, I am not blocking everyone. Chat has just been weird lately, as you can tell by, as in my chat keeps not posting. But yeah, as you can see, I'm typed like 5 things into chat and it's not posting. They said that they would fix this next patch. But as you can see, people are like saying stuff as if they could like see my chats, but I can't even see my own chats. I don't even know if they went through yet or not. But yeah, like look, I do this and it doesn't even go into chat. Like this is the bottom of the chat. It should show up right there. Yeah, I type it in and it doesn't even show. That's why I haven't been in global chat lately, if anyone's been wondering. It's because global chat has been so broken lately, as well as guild chat. They're fixing it next patch, but they can't fix it prior to next patch, so we have to deal with that for like another month. Let's see. Someone wanted to have my babies. No. Let's see. Do you recall how much you actually need to complete everything for raids and invasions? I do not recall the exact numbers off the top of my head, as far as the minimum for each person in your guild. I believe if no one did extra, every single person in your guild would have to go to tier 4 for both of them. Though if people do extra, my guild has been able to go with just tier 3 in all of them, because there are some people that go to tier 8s or tier 7s and stuff like that. So we're able to just do tier 3 on everyone else. So I forget what the exact point values come down to, though, that you would specifically need per person off the top of my head. On the original videos I did on them has them, but yeah, I can't even remotely guess what it is off the top of my head. You'd have to add up all the numbers, then divide it by 30, and whatever that number is how much points every single person in your guild would have to do on average, unless people are doing more than that, of course. Do you think the new Mythic is OP, from what you have seen so far? From what I've seen so far, it should be pretty decent. They did already preemptively nerf it some, and they said they might preemptively nerf it even more. I think the current state that they showed on Salty Stream, it should be okay, and shouldn't be too over the top, and still be pretty useful. But if they nerf it even further than that, it might not be useful at all. But yeah, it seems like a fun mythic. I don't think it's going to be the new meta for anything, but we'll see. It depends how much mana generation you can give it quickly. Though what's good, it's going to come down to is, will Ketris be better than it? Because if Ketris is better than it, then you'll never really need to run this new troop. I guess it targets slightly differently than a Ketris, so it has that benefit going for it. But I don't know. We'll just have to test it some and see. But from what I could tell, it seems more mid-tier to slightly above. Doesn't seem like the new Infernus or anything like that. But it might get some use in some Guild War days, just because it's just another option to use. As well as for some defend teams. It could be a really annoying thing to deal with on defend. Because if you get even one troop close to death, you could just instantly die. And you might need a way to like sacrifice it away or something. It's probably going to be really good on defend. I feel like after the hype of it kind of dies down, the only thing it's really going to be used for is for Guild War defense on, I believe it's brown, red, and yellow? I forget its colors. It's brown, red, and something. But on those Guild War days, you'd probably have to watch out for it because it's most likely going to be used for that purpose. But other than that, I think it won't really be used for anything, personally. But we'll have to see. Never mind, I already answered that. Yeah, if you do tier 3 perfectly, you can do it with everyone in your guild just doing tier 3. But you would have to be like super end game for that to work. You'd most likely just want to go tier 4 and everything instead. How does ranking up work in Guild Wars? So that we need us next time, maybe? Oh, it depends what bracket you're in, but if you're in bracket 3 right now, if you make in the top 1 or 2 in your bracket, you're going to move up by 1. If you make the last place in your bracket, you're going to move down by 2. And if you make the last 2 in your bracket, so that would be 9th and 8th, you would go down by 1 bracket. But you would only move up by 1, and you would have to make the top 2. You would either need to make first place in the bracket or second place in the bracket. Normally, the way that most brackets work, from 4 and downwards, is first place goes up by 2, second and third place move up by 1, second to last and third to last move down by 1, and absolute dead last moves down by 2. And some instances even lower in brackets, you actually move by multiple. But I don't know exactly what range that occurs from. Are Xbox and PC running on the same network? No. The two console versions are their own independent version. So PS4 is its own version, Xbox One is its own version. The only versions that are cross-platform is the PC Steam version, every mobile version, and the Amazon versions. Those are the only versions that are cross-platform together. The two console ones are completely separate as their own entities. And nor are the two consoles cross-platform to each other. The PS4 is just its own thing, and the Xbox One is just its own thing. But every other platform is cross-platform that currently exists. So yeah, unfortunately, there would be no way to play the Xbox version on any of the other ones. And that same thing would go to PS4. But if you, for example, had it on your mobile device, you could play it on the PC, and you could also play it on the Amazon one. And you can go cross-platform between all of those, as well as any of those various devices. It's just the console ones are separate, is basically the short story of that. And it mainly just has to do with policy on console that prevents them from making it cross-platform. So you have to be place 8th or 9th, or we have to place 1st or 2nd to be in the same bracket. No, to be in the same bracket, you would have to place, specifically, if you were in bracket 3, you'd have to place in 3rd to 7th to stay in the exact same bracket you're in, would be where you would need to place. Placing anything else would make you either go up or down. But anyways, guys, I'm going to be heading out for tonight. We'll be back same time as always tomorrow night, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, about 1 hour prior to now tomorrow. Nothing in particular that we'll really be going over, other than just kind of chilling with the normal, seeing what we'll use in Invasion. Maybe we'll finally mess with something different. Then again, we kind of already are with the Ranger, but I'll just mess with that, maybe do a little pet hunting, and, you know, just answering the normal questions as always. And then Friday, we'll be back with going over New Mythic, which will be the main piece of content that's coming out this week. But anyways, guys, I'll see y'all later. Hope you enjoy your week. Best of luck if you're going to be trying for the New Mythic this Friday in 2 days. Don't forget to go claim the pet if you haven't already. Has 5 hours and 41 minutes remaining if you still want that guaranteed pet. It's a pretty useless one, but still do it if you can. And other than that, I guess I'll see y'all later. Thank you for coming down, and good night, everyone. Goodbye.